Imagine you're Alexander the Great. Your ambition has led you to conquer half the world. But you hear about a man from Greece who does not want anything. Ready to call his bluff, you travel to him. You find him lying there in the dirt, sunbathing.
I am here to grant you any wish. Surely there is something a man of your status would like.
His answer? I'll tell you at the end of this video. But by then, you'll understand there was only one thing he could have possibly said. That man, that philosopher, was Diogenes. And he wasn't always homeless. He was born to a wealthy family in Sinop. His father was a banker who got caught defacing currency. Some say Diogenes helped him. Either way, both were exiled. But this radicalized Diogenes. It showed him that money's value wasn't real. It was manufactured. Just something we all agreed on. And in Greek, the word for currency and the word for customs share the same root. So he thought, if money is made up, then society's rules must be too. So he arrives in Golden Age Athens, the intellectual capital of the world. Plato's teaching, Aristotle's learning. Everyone's debating what makes a good life. But Diogenes looks around at all these philosophers in their fancy robes, living in nice houses, sucking up to rich patrons. He sees right through them. Frauds. They preach virtue but chase comfort, status, and approval. So Diogenes moves into a giant ceramic jar, a pithos, right in the marketplace, where everyone can see him. He owns nothing except a stick, a cloak, a wooden cup, a lantern, and his pithos. And then his training begins. The goal? Rid himself of desire. He would beg from statues to get used to rejection. He would roll in hot sand in summer and embrace frozen statues in winter to master discomfort. Every action was deliberate practice for one thing, needing absolutely nothing. He would beg for his food. Sometimes he'd bark at people from his jar in the market. One of the reasons they called him a dog. But here's the thing. It was performance philosophy. He truly lived by his morals, and by doing so, he exposed how fake everyone else was. One of his favorite targets, the most famous philosopher in Athens, Plato. One day, Plato's giving a lecture. He's just defined man as a featherless biped. Everyone's impressed. Until Diogenes storms in holding a plucked chicken and yells, "Behold, a man!" Plato has to add to his definition with broad, flat nails. Diogenes' point? Stop defining humans by abstract categories. We are animals. Act like it. At another party, people are throwing bones at Diogenes like he's a dog. So he decides to act like a dog and pees on them. His most famous bit, walking through Athens at noon with a lamp, saying, "I'm looking for an honest man." He never found one. The point wasn't the search. It was showing everyone that Athens, this enlightened city, was full of liars, hypocrites, and phonies. All these people cared about was reputation, wealth, and status. But no one was actually virtuous. One day, Diogenes is sailing to Aegina when pirates capture the ship. They're going to sell him as a slave. At the slave market, the slave master asks what skills he has. Diogenes replies, "The mastery of man." Then, in pure Diogenes fashion, he looks over the crowd of buyers like he's the one choosing. He points at a wealthy man named Xeniades. That one looks like he needs a master. Xeniades is so amused he buys him. Diogenes becomes tutor to his children in Corinth. Even in chains, even as property, Diogenes was freer than the man who owned him. Years later, word reaches Alexander the Great that Diogenes is in Corinth. Alexander's heard about him before. The beggar who lives in a jar and supposedly wants nothing. Nonsense. All men want something. You see, the king is obsessed with glory, conquest, and immortality. And in his experience, no one escapes desire. So he travels to him. He finds him just lying there, sunbathing.
I have traveled far to seek your wisdom, old man. I am Alexander, the Great.
Yes, very good. I am Diogenes, the dog.
The people say you have found peace here, old man. Filthy, sun-baked, yet in want of nothing. Today fortune shines upon you. I shall bestow a gift. Speak your wish, and I shall provide it.
How kind it is of you, O great Alexander. I do, in fact, have a single request, your magnificence. Grant me the gift of stepping out of my sunlight.
I admire your freedom, Diogenes. If I was not Alexander, I would prefer to be like you, free from all desire. I came seeking wisdom, and you have provided it. Farewell, old man.
That earned him Alexander's respect. You see, Diogenes didn't just talk, he practiced. He once owned a wooden cup. But story has it, he saw a child drink with his hands and immediately threw it out. But why? Why submit yourself to what seems like misery? Well, Diogenes and the Cynics believe that all the complications of society distract us from the life we should be living. We are animals, after all, and we should follow our nature. All these customs, currencies, bureaucracies, they're just layers that dehumanize us. The lamp symbolized shining a light on the masks we all wear to fit in. His life became a performance criticizing performativeness. When Diogenes was treated like a dog or called himself a dog, it was a compliment. Dogs are authentic. They don't pretend to be cats or anything else for that matter. They are dogs. They follow their nature. We invented systems that distance us from our nature, our humanity, and the fact that we're all the same. Diogenes asked, why? Why be ashamed of being human? Freedom lies in rejecting shame entirely. Diogenes died the same year as Alexander the Great, both in 323 BCE. Alexander conquered the world, but spent his final years paranoid, drunk, afraid of assassination. He died at 32, likely poisoned, a slave to his own ambition. Diogenes, Legend says he held his breath and died on his own terms. His philosophy didn't die with him. It evolved into Stoicism and influenced countless thinkers who embraced radical simplicity. And that's the story of Diogenes, the dog, the cynic, the human animal. He sought to strip away what the Greeks called nomos, the empty laws and customs, to find physis, our natural animal truth.